Shalom.
Peace to you.
And also to you.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to Talk About It Tuesday. I'm Georgianne, and this is my friend.
Eric.
Happy what?
Winter solstice?
Winter solstice, yeah.
And flashlight day?
Oh, is
that
it the
makes
same?
sense.
It does make
it's
sense.
the darkest. That's why they're together.
Winter solstice is the shortest day of the year, right?
Yeah.
The shortest daylight of the year.
That's why I guess you need a flashlight.
Yes, that makes sense. Kind of slow this morning. Did you have coffee?
Not yet.
I did not either.
Happy Yule Day, whatever that is.
Yule, we were trying to figure out what that is. And yeah.
Humbug for all you.
No, we're not going to
people?
say that. No. So, yeah, it can only get brighter from here.
Wow, that was creative. I wonder where you got that from.
I got that from Jack.
Unbelievable.
I'm not funny. I don't have jokes. All right. Well, we're here to spend a couple minutes talking about the message from Sunday, and we are in our Wonderland series this weekend. We heard a message from Josh, and this was it the second message in a series of 3, right? Yes.
Something like that.
And the big idea from this weekend was God sent Jesus to stand with us so we wouldn't wonder where we stood with him.
Mm.
And yeah, talk about that a little bit.
What a guy.
Big guy.
Yeah.
We said the same thing last week. We're so original.
Yeah. Yeah. I just think all of us have so much more to ponder about this, especially if you've grown up in Protestant churches. We've made Jesus into some transactional figure, but I think there's a richness and depth in the great tradition that we still have to seek further into, because it is, at the heart of it, it's more about God becoming man than a mere.
Well, I think, we can, we can feel that the statement of like, oh, it's not a religion, it's a relationship, we can feel like very cliche in saying that. I know, but,
yeah.
Jesus he's personal, and he knows personal, intimate details about us that no one else knows, and he knows the desires of our hearts, the struggles of our hearts. And for me personally, like I spent a lot of time in my life, resisting against that. Mm-hmm. And, Josh was saying, like, ultimately you have to make the choice. And
it's a beautiful thing. It's probably what I spend the most time thinking about, because I grew up in a Christianity that was just so transactional. Like
if I do this,
you do that.
Yeah, God,
so
you'll
like
do
we
this
were
for me.
so like you didn't have to earn your salvation, but we kind of believe it at the same time.
Right,
like
right.
We
so you
believe
still have
that,
a list of check boxes that you need to make sure that you take care of before you die. Otherwise,
we may not have said it, but we all tended to lean toward God being just a big pissed off tyrant. Jesus pretty much just got his butt whooped, so I don't have to. And when you read it like that, that's the ultimate yes of God saying, I know the state you're in, but I'll give myself
anyway.
because I choose you anyway. Yeah.
Well, I think one of the biggest maybe disputes or, arguments against Christianity, or even maybe misunderstandings, tends to be in, the relationship between God and Jesus. And Josh spent quite a bit of time unpacking that. There's so much in John that addresses that.
Yeah, but I think that isn't only external, but it's internal to the faith too. And that kind of goes back to a lot of my sermons from this summer, but Josh also hit a lot on it, but like our image of God, like when our experience is horrible parents or mean tyrants, it's easy to cast that onto God and
make him responsible for something he's not actually responsible for. Or I should say blame, not responsible. Well, these were two of the main scriptures that we talked about on Sunday. So the first one is John 14:6, and it says, Jesus answered, I'm the way and the truth and the life. No one comes to the Father except through me. And then the second one was John 14:11, which says, believe me when I say that I am in the Father and the Father is in me. And so Jesus is making direct statements about what his identity is, not only to God, but then also to us, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I think Josh talked about how exclusive that statement can seem. I think I would word it a little different, because we all, no matter who you are, everybody has always said there's one way. Like, all of the faiths always said this is the way, and even
Right.
the coexist movements of today are saying that is the way. But again, right back to God saying yes to us, just this inclusive call for all to come to who they were created for.
The long quote that he gave was from Mere Christianity, and we posted yesterday on Facebook. Just a small
Paraphrase.
It's a heavy read.
Yeah.
It's a very heavy read. But I think there are like abridged versions.
Yeah,
I believe there's
C.S.
an
Lewis
abridged
can be hard to
version.
read just
Yeah.
because of being 20th century English, but yeah.
So basically, what he said is, you may hear people say like, oh yeah, I believe in God, but I don't believe Jesus is the Messiah. He's a good guy. He was a good teacher. He was a moral character, whatever. And, he's pointing out the flaw in this argument that if Jesus himself is saying he's God, but you're saying, yeah, he's a good guy, he's a good teacher. I mean, a good teacher is not a liar.
Yeah.
Or psychotic, right? So what did he say, a poached egg?
Yeah.
He's either God or
he's equivalent to someone who says they are a poached
egg, which is somebody who's, delusional, mental.
Gone.
Or, at the very worst, the enemy himself, right?
Yeah. What a quote. I remember.
That's a lot.
I took it was called BCB, Basic Christian Beliefs, and we had to read Mere Christianity, and that was the first time I read the quote. I was like, dang.
I mean,
yeah, but you hear
can't
it
really,
a lot, yeah.
I know, that's what I'm
Yeah.
saying. Like, you can't really get past that argument because you can't reconcile those two things together.
Yeah, like, they don't use our New Testament, so then it just becomes a fight over trying to discredit the New Testament, but the Muslim community talks about Jesus just as a good priest.
As a prophet
One of the
or a
biggest,
teacher,
one of the biggest examples of this kind of mindset was Gandhi. Gandhi loved Jesus, but he did not like the church because it didn't look anything like Jesus, which he has something to that. I've experienced the same thing. But yeah, he was either mentally insane or as evil as the devil to claim such things if he didn't mean what he said. What a guy.
That's quite a bit to chew on. But I think, if you've been a Christian any period of time and you are sharing about Jesus with any of your friends, I'm sure you've heard that at some point, that very argument. Mm-hmm. And
a lot of it comes to, my experience, it's a lot of it, people have never been able to reconcile this internal and external framework of that God is just this big angry God. And yeah, Jesus might be nice, but that's a struggle for people in and outside the walls of the church, and
yeah, I would agree with that.
something we need to go deeper on.
Well, we are going to hear the conclusion of this Wonderland series on Christmas Eve. Mm-hmm. Is it Christmas Eve today? Is that right?
Something like that.
I think we're 3 days out. Christmas Eve is Friday. So I hope you'll join us. We have 3 services, 2, 3:30, and 5. And we'll be online also as well. So you have plenty of opportunity to join us, and not only to invite your friends and family, because what we know from planting churches and being on staff at church is that if there's any time somebody might be willing to accept an invite to come to church with you, it probably will be on Christmas, right? So yeah, we'd love for you to think and pray about someone who you can invite, someone who needs to hear the most compelling story of hope that's ever been told.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll see you there on Sunday. And are we going to be here next week? Or are we taking off? We'll find out.
Zoom it up, I'll be gone.
All right. Well, we'll definitely see you here on Friday for Christmas Eve, Sunday for regular church, and maybe next Tuesday. Either way, thanks for joining us tonight, and we'll see you soon.